Hello guys and welcome back to the Pong tutorial. Before we start, I just want to mention that I have gotten a 4K screen. So if you think it's hard to see what I'm doing in writing, just let me know and I will try to fix it until next time. But for this episode, I will go with these settings. Alright? Okay, so what we have now so far is pretty much a very basic Pong game. So we can bounce the ball between two paddles and so forth. So what we will do this episode is add a scoring, a UI for a score of each player up here in the center. So to start, we will right click and create a UI element, Text Mesh Pro. Text Mesh Pro is included in Unity since a few versions back. Right? And when you do it, you should get this and you just press import. And I don't think you need the extras, so you just exit this screen after you have imported it. Great. And also, I should mention, I reinstalled Windows and accidentally updated my Unity. So this project is now on 2018.3.7, but there was no problem in updating Unity, and you can choose for yourself if you want to update or go with the version that you're currently at. So this Text Mesh Pro that we added, let's change the name to Player 1 Score and double click on it. Okay, now it's sitting in the middle of the screen. Let's pull it up and then a bit to the left. Okay, something like that. Change the text to be right aligned and centered on the height, and change it to be a number so that it shows scoring better, and change the size of it. I think we can move it to about -100. Alright, let's see in the game view how it looks like. I think it's a bit small, so let's change the size of it, double it. Oh, 72. And make it bold. You could also try and change the font. You can do that. Click on the icon here next to the font. But we can see that we only have one font, and that's because we didn't import the extras. Let's go ahead and do that. It's up here in the window menu and then on Text Mesh Pro. Just click import TMP examples and extras. Import. Great. Once it's done, you can go back and try to see if you got any more fonts. You can see a few fonts were added. Let's go through them and choose one of them. And of course, you can go and download whichever font you want from internet. But I will just go with one of these. I will go with this pixely one, which suits Pong quite well. Alright, once I have this, I will go back to the scene and duplicate Player 1 Score and call it Player 2 Score instead, and move it to the right, perhaps 100, and then I will left align it instead. Look at the game. Great. Alright, now we need some way of changing the score. So I think it's time for us to include a UI manager. Let's create a new script and call it UI Manager. Let's go inside of it. And we will start by making this singleton, just the same way we did with the Game Manager. Let's go inside the Game Manager for reference, and we can just duplicate this and paste it here. And then we can remove what we don't need, like these. Don't need this, don't need the ball, and we don't need this either. And then we change this to be a UI manager, and then we're done. So this is, if you remember correctly, the singleton pattern a simple singleton pattern. Great. Now there is some architectural decisions to be made. How should we update the score? Or rather, what class or object should be responsible for updating the score? Should it be the goal, like in if you go to the goal, you remember the goal is responsible to tell the game manager that we have updated the score. Should it also be telling the UI manager to update the score viewed? Or should it be the game manager, once it updates the score, tell the UI manager to update the visuals as well? Or should it be the UI manager's responsibility to ask game manager every instance if the score has been updated? Or another pattern could be also to make events and delegates, but I think that is out of the scope for this tutorial. The best solution here, I think, is to let the game manager be responsible for updating the score on the UI, or telling the UI manager to update it. So right here, when we are updating the player's score, we should also tell the UI manager to update the visuals. Also, I really need to do something about this, because it's not showing, but I will do it some other time. Anyway, so yeah, let's give the UI manager a few methods so that we can update the score via the game manager. And we could do it in two ways. Either we give it a general method where we decide which player should update the score and then do it, or we create two of them, one for each player. I think if we create the general one, generic, one method for both players, then we need to have the same logic and references to the players like in the game manager. That would just be a hassle to do it one more time and duplicated code. So we will go with a simple solution and do a public so that the game manager can access the method. Void update player 1 score, and then we send in a score, int score. Then we need a reference to both of the text objects that we made. So if we go and write serialize field private text mesh pro, should import it using TM Pro, and we can write pro UGUI player 1 score. And then we will do a duplicate for the player 2. And then if we go back to Unity, we should assign the texts to the UI manager. And remember that we attached the game manager to the main camera. So let's do the same with the UI manager. And drag the player 1 score to the player 1, and similar for the player 2 score. Go back to the script. So when we are updating the player 1 score, we just take player 1 score dot text and set it equal to score dot to string. And let's do the same for player 2. Update player 2 score, take the player 2 score and set it to the score. Alright, very simple. So now here in the game manager, where we are updating the players' scores, we will also be telling the UI manager to update its score. So UI manager dot instance, and then the method name update to which player? Player 2 here, since we are increasing the player 2 score. And then we send it the player 2 score. And let's copy this line and paste it here and change it to player 1 score and player 1. Save. Go back inside of Unity click on the scores and we set the value to 0. Great. And then we can press play and see what happens. Yeah, we can see the scoring works as intended. The UI is updating once a player is scoring. Great. Everything works. So as a final thing, we should always upload what we have done to the cloud. So what did we do? We implemented a scoring system. No, not a scoring system, scoring UI. Publish, save. Okay, perfect. That's it for this time. I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.